Good morning, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are. Welcome to episode 9 of NMS's Life, where No Man's Sky is more than a game, it's a way of life. With me, as always, is my friend and fellow host, DG Square. DG, how are you today?
Fantastic. Great. Thank you. How is everyone else today?
We have a very special guest today. We're actually starting at a special time today. So happy Friday, everybody. And with DG and I to discuss our love for No Man's Sky and all the great things that No Man's Sky Next has brought into our lives is Kirby. So welcome to the show, Kirby. Thanks for joining us today. And how are you doing?
Welcome.
I'm good, thank you. First off, thanks for inviting me on the show. I feel honoured.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, sir. So, DG and I are definite fans of your work within the Amino, and I know a lot of people know your name from the Amino, and they love looking at your photography. So maybe let's just start with that. Let's dive right into that. Maybe tell us what it is that you like to do in No Man's Sky regarding your photography. Like, I know you take some incredible screenshots. Do you plan that out, or do you just kind of wing it and take screenshots and they look as awesome as they do, or do you actually sit there for like an hour and tweak your shots, or what's the process that you do to get these incredible screenshots that you take?
I usually do have an idea in mind what I want to do, but you know, sometimes I can sit there. Like at the moment now with the clouds, it's like the old days where you had to wait for the sun to come round and get the perfect spot. Now you've got to wait for gaps in the clouds to get the proper light, what makes the shot. But I will be honest, sometimes it just happens for me. It's there. And it's like, thank you very much. I'll have that one. So, yeah.
Everyone loves a lucky shot too, right?
It does happen every now and then, but you know, most of the time, especially with the creatures, when we're playing about with them and getting the shots I need, I do waste too much time doing that. But you know, the end result for me is I'm happy with it and puts a smile on people's faces, which is all I want to do.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, the captions that you put in there are just make it hilarious, and some of the shots that you take, and geez, you got a hell of a sense of humor. Makes everyone laugh so hard. But you know, I know there's so much work that you put into those photos and those randoms, as you call them. They're not so random, in my opinion. But how do you come up with some of those things? I mean, is it just like something happens and you sort of go along with it and create a story, or do you actually have a story in mind when you're doing that, like the photography?
It usually happens. I land on a planet. I always have a look around, see what's there, check out the fauna, and then it just depends. Sometimes it's just like I always watch the patterns of how they walk around, how they interact with the scenery, how they interact with me, and basically sometimes it's just like, right, I'm going to do this, and it just to get the specific shots. It's hard to get them into the position, but patience and, you know, maybe a quick stab with my mining beam and things like that, you know, it gets them where I want them. And little tricks that I've learned over the years playing the game, messing around. And yeah, it does take time. And I don't know, sometimes, yes, it works. Sometimes it comes on later. Like I'll take a series of shots that for me that look good and there's something there. And then while I'm going through what I've downloaded, I'll see a sort of story appear, and then I'll put the storyboard together and have the captions and things like that. So it doesn't, you know, sometimes it doesn't happen straight off. It's when I'm re-looking at them in the pictures. Whether I subconsciously do it, I don't know. But yeah, that's how I process things.
Yeah, keep us laughing with just amazing content every time. Always different and funny. Totally original. If anyone out there hasn't seen some of Kirby's work, you got to check it out. It's bloody hilarious, and the photos are amazing too.
Yeah, like I've got
do
some
my best.
I've got some up on the screen now, and I mean, even these don't do it justice. You really got to dive into the Amino and actually just go to Kirby's page, his profile, and look at all of his creations that he's put together there. Like, I'm looking at some of these screenshots, and I can tell, like, there's like, for me to get these screenshots, it would take me forever. I'm looking at the one where you have a picture of the Traveler, or your avatar rather, and it looks like he's caressing vortex cubes or something. and like just to get the shot of like his hands so that it looks like he's actually interacting with things. To me, like I could never do that. That would take me forever, and I'd probably still screw it up. So I mean, it's the little things like that that really shine through in your photography, and I think that's what makes it stand out more so than others.
It's just incredible time.
Yeah, like
to get
timing.
the emotes.
Well, now it's with the new avatar. It's I don't know. It just shows more emotion now with the characters.
Absolutely.
You know, the expressions and what you can do. And I'm sort of still learning by, obviously they've moved the camera button now, so it's a lot harder to get that quick shot. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, just working out, getting the emoticons where I need them, the time in my head to quickly get the shot and positioning myself in the way while watching the animal, what that's doing, and trying to get myself in that position, get the emoticon right, and get the shot. So I'm doing all right up to now, but it's going to be so much better once I get used to it.
I'd say better than all right.
Yeah, you're not used to it yet. Is that what you're trying to tell us? It looks like you know what you're doing.
No, I'm blagging it really.
Yeah. There's one shot where it looks like you're flying through the air and you're like fist pumping, and there's like a T-Rex looking type of creature with its mouth open. And like, do you ever get like killed or close to death taking some of these screenshots?
Yeah, I do sometimes. I sort of push the boundary to the point where, in fact, I have died. Yeah, quite a few times, especially with the big predators, trying to get them. Sometimes I do it in creative where the cat, they just keep battering it, but it doesn't do any damage whatsoever. But yeah, I have died.
One of the other things, that I was interested in asking you was, some of the science that you've done for No Man's Sky, personal little science quests that you've done, trying to figure out, all the mechanics of the game. The Portals was pretty amazing. Back prior to Atlas Rises, I can remember that you had you discovered a way of finding the portals that no one else had found before, and that was by using the sonar on the ships. For those of you who remember, the ships used to make little blings and whoosh noises. And Kirby somehow managed to figure out how to locate a portal by listening to those pings. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah.
Well, like I say, it was just, I'm always working stuff out on it. And I just realized why we're getting different noises when you're scanning. And I sort of quickly realized that the trading post brought up a proper, like a different noise to the normal sort of outposts and things like that. And the monoliths as well, they sort of gave a different noise. And it was basically just flying in a straight line, scanning. If it just made the normal ping noise, basically you would just keep going, scan again when the bar filled back up, and then when it made the other noise, the really high pitched ching noise, it was basically fly towards the direction of the little sort of question marks that used to come up, and then fly that way, and you just follow it around, and eventually it used to take it to a portal because we were all on the same what we call ley lines, which did come in when the portals were activated, which is the way that things are placed on the planet. I haven't got to the bottom of it yet, but I can quite easily navigate still with Next around planets to find what I need to find by following these ley lines. So it's basically came from that.
That's incredible.
And you think that the lines are similar to the way they were in Atlas Rises?
They are. They're still there. Obviously, I used to use what I call the Iridium ring method or any sort of large deposit.
Right.
But basically, if you get to an area, say you find a trading post, what happens is everything seems to be placed either hexagonally or in a circle around. If you think the new sort of exotic planet, the glass ones with the hexagonal, sort of like that, that's how I see it. So when you get to a trading post, if you carried on in a straight line, you probably get something else, then something else. But at the trading post, if you sort of stop, turn, look for a Heridium deposit, which isn't there now, but you can still see the ones on the ground. And then just basically, if you see that, you can see that they sort of go around. Some sort of circles are bigger, some are smaller, and just follow that round. And as you'll go around, you'll start seeing other structures along that line round. So you've not only got like the north, south, east, west, you've actually got the circle bits as well, off each one, off each sort of main, like trading post, monolith, portal, anything that's along those ley lines, which are the important ones, not just the little knowledge stones or anything like that. But even then with those, and now more so with the words, the new big plants that we've got, they seem to have their own pattern as well. They've sort of taken over the Heridium sort of stack, and you can see it flying along.
That's really cool that the plants have now taken some precedence in the ring, or the Heridium ring, formerly known as the. That's amazing.
Well, if you think Starbulb now is massive, all the main sort of plants that you could farm are all massive now. Yeah. So to me, they've each got their own, if HG's up to say that's going to go there and have a sort of method to it, because we've lost the habitable bases. So it's as though they've taken the place of that, if you know what I mean. It's hard to tell. It's more easier to show.
I'm going to have to test that out and follow the hexagon pattern and see what that's actually really big news for me. In learning the mechanics of the game and the new update, is to be able to find some of these structures to like for multi-tools, for example. Knowing where to start or how they're sort of laid out is just a huge leg up. Great work, man. Wow.
Yeah, because I know we were going to do these ley lines before, but I was waiting till next dropped to see if anything had changed, and it hasn't. It's still there. The thing I'm struggling with at the moment is crash ships. Really, I'm struggling with them. I can't seem to find them, and I think what it is, because normally you got the little dot that came on when you was flying over the land, and it'd come on. You still get that, but I think now, I don't know if they've changed the time that they generate, so you don't see them. But I've found now that I'm just testing it. Well, I was testing it this morning, that if you go fly over an area, it shows nothing, and then if you come back, land, then take off again, things start to appear that weren't there before. So whether it's a bug and they're not generating as quickly as they should, they are there, right, but you just need to give them time, or whether it's intentional that they're not so easy found, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think they were talking about something similar about that with the coming update or the next patch. Let me see if I can find the description there, what they talked about. That'll take me a minute here. I'll go back to that.
Yeah, because I've been running into actually that was one of the bugs. I know we were talking about that this morning off air, and I did forget to mention that one actually. When I find a crash ship, like the logo, the icon to go get it, when I get there, they're just not there. So obviously I'm thinking there's a glitch or something. So it could be that too. I mean, maybe we're gonna have to wait for, like Deej says, an upcoming patch.
Like normally stuff loads in, you can see, if you're going across a planet, you can see it, and then it hovers and then it drops into position. And I found various crash sites where you can see the crash site and the ship's not there. Yeah. And it's not until you get so close to it that all of a sudden it appears.
Oh, and then it does
when you're flying across. Yeah, it did. The ones that I've been researching this morning, the ones that I've actually found on my own, they do, but you've got to circle around and then all of a sudden they appear. They're not spawning in as quick as they used to do, like the rest of the buildings.
Damn it. Yeah, because I do the flyby and then I leave when I see nothing's there.
Yeah, they actually fixed a crash, reduced texture, memory usage to improve overall stability, memory leak in the UI, things like that, with the procedural generation. And obviously, they've got some issues that they see that they're working on. So it looks like they're fixed that.
There was one on there that I found funny, the one where they've reduced the whispering eggs round outposts.
Yeah.
That was me and Ranger the other night. We did that.
I think they're going to fix the scanner too, it says. So that's exciting, right? I know the scanner was kind of wonky. It would take quite some time to actually lock on to a signal so you could actually scan an animal.
It is quicker. I have actually played on 1.55. And it is quicker, the scan rate now. Still hard to scan the birds though. But everything else, it's not as quick as it used to be, but it's quicker. So yeah.
They'll adjust it to match properly, birds especially, things like that. I remember back in the day one there, if you wanted to scan a bird, you had to shoot out of the sky first.
Oh, I know, it was terrible.
Yeah, I remember those days.
So that was just normal. Everyone had to do it.
Felt bad though.
I know. I still feel bad.
Ones.
I hate those missions where you have to go get Mordite or, kill 15 animals, and I'm like, oh man. Like when they say you got to kill 4 animals or even 8, I'm like, okay, we can get through that. But when it's like 15, I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
I always left the young ones though. I only took the old ones.
I always look for those crab planets.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like why can't those little whip plants, I call them whippets, why can't they count for that? You know what I mean? Like I have no problem killing those things.
Yeah, no.
A little weed whacking mission.
We get carbon for them, but we don't get Mordite, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got a nice photograph I'll be posting later with one of those.
Nice.
Telling it off.
Yeah. Hey, well, speaking of those missions, though, have you done any of the photography missions, Kirby? Like when you go up to the mission board there, and they actually have photography missions. I'm wondering if you've done any of those yet.
I've heard about those.
Yeah.
Oh, did we lose Kirby?
Uh-oh.
Are you there?
Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't see his... Oh, there. No.
We're back. Sorry, technical...
Oh, give me 1 sec. I've got to back out real quick and come back in because I can't hear him.
Folks, a little technical difficulty here.
There we go. All good. Yeah, so I don't know if you heard me. Sorry. I was asking about those photography missions that you can actually get from like the bounty boards and stuff like that. Yeah. Have you done any of those?
I haven't. No, I've been waiting for all the little bugs to get ironed out before I started the story again. Just thought it was the best. So I've just been exploring and researching since next drop. So once it's all ironed out, I will be doing those.
Yeah, good. I don't know if those...
some look good.
Yeah, those photography missions, I'm sure will just be easy peasy because it's just like landscape photos and stuff like that. It's not really like the extent of the photography that you do. Like I'm looking at some of these pictures here, like that I'm just kind of scrolling across the screen, and there's that one with the butterfly where you're in the field. Like these look like the poster screenshots that Hello Games should be using, like on their Twitter accounts and things like that to really showcase the game. Have you tweeted these to Hello Games? Have they ever liked or commented or anything like that on any of your photos?
I haven't. No, I don't even have Twitter.
Oh, you just keep them all to yourself. Oh, damn. You got to get on the Twitter, man. They would love to see that stuff. Oh, wow.
I have too much going on my phone as it is. But
yeah.
You know, it may be something, but I guess other people see them and you're quite welcome to share them as much as you like.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's incredible.
I've noticed Sean Murray is quite active on Twitter lately. Definitely a media source to that might be used pretty easily. Twitter, from what I understand, it's pretty much like Facebook. It's very easy to use and so on and so forth. I should finally get onto that.
Yeah,
I may have a look.
Hello, Kirby.
I enjoy it. I mean, the anonymity behind it is good. Like it's like like Facebook, I find can be too personal sometimes. But with Twitter, you know, your online handle, your avatar, there's no personal information if you want it that way. I mean, you can obviously put your real photo up there if you wanted or whatnot. But yeah, it's a great way just to follow game developers. I mean, I use it mainly just for that and for the Nerd League and things like that. And Sean Murray has been very active on there, which is nice to see because usually he's behind the curtains, you know, working away on these updates and patches and whatnot. But it's nice to see him active on there. But
well, I may join.
Yeah, we're gonna convert you.
I have enough time in the Amigas.
We're gonna turn you into a social media monster.
Fine. My wife will love you even more.
Yeah. We'll get her on there too.
Already taken my life away.
Yeah. Well, what's your favorite thing that you've been enjoying with the update? I mean, there's so many changes, like the aesthetic of the game. What have you been absolutely just like? What's your number one thing when you turn on No Man's Sky that you just love?
Just enjoying the new scenery, the new plants, the new trees, the size of things. I am just like a couple of times this morning. You land on a planet, you get out, and I'm like, wow, jaw dropping, and you just stand looking around for a good 10-15 minutes, just taking it all in. And that to me is the biggest thing so far. All right, there's lots of little things, but just the beauty of it now. It's amazing.
Yeah. I've been doing that too, Kirby. I think a lot of us have literally would just stand there on the surface of a planet and look at the rings or the other planets, the stars, the clouds, horizon.
Yeah,
it's all just so beautiful.
It is.
I think that's
mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing too, is just the overall beauty of the game now. I mean, there's, like you say, there's so many mechanics and things that are added, but I do the same thing. I just find myself just staring at the game sometimes, just looking at the scenery and the field of view, like the depth now is just beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, I never thought it would go this way. I mean, I remember, like, I think the three of us can all agree we're all day one players. The game was beautiful from day one, and with all these updates being implemented throughout the years, I thought, they're gonna keep adding cool things and stuff like that. But I never thought they would actually do what they did with the aesthetic of the game and make it look even better, you know? Because I thought if they were going to change the look of the game, I wouldn't like it, because to me it already looked amazing, but now it's just even more beautiful. It's insane.
It just keeps getting.
Yeah, it looks more organic now, especially the grass planets, things like that. Even the hot planets look gorgeous, especially when I was on one yesterday and it was 320 degrees, but the light was amazing, and the shadows. It was just so awesome. Just stood there, even though I was dying. I had to quickly jump back in my ship. But yeah, it was great. Just like, wow.
Yeah, that's right. Time to when you're in photography mode, does it?
Oh, really? You still melt if you go into photo mode? Oh, I guess if you're online, especially, right? Yeah.
I know in multiplayer, when you're with somebody, time doesn't stop.
Right.
That's one of my bugbears, really, but I know why, but it's just hard to get a good shot in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Well, you've been doing a good job of it. That's for sure. The other day there, when you're sort of sliding across the floor there, it looked like you're on one of those.
I love so much of that.
Yeah, and then there's Ranger buzzing back and forth, you know.
I saw that in the station. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you see it on a big screen, though, it's like Ranger's eyes on his thing, the way it's looking at, and then just the way that right at the end where I turn to the camera, just look.
Yeah,
it creases me up.
Smile.
But that's the glitch, is that how it does that? It's funny.
Would you? So speaking of those videos too, that just reminded me. Like those are great to watch. Have you ever thought of putting together a video of your photography, like just like a little quick video, like portfolio, I guess, type of thing?
I keep meaning to do a video. I am quite good at video editing. I've done quite a lot of stuff with GTA and stuff like that back in the day. You know, editing stuff together. I just don't seem to find the time.
Yeah.
But I will. With Next now, there's so many more tools, especially when you're in multiplayer, like Panda this morning, that video he's done, where you can actually, stuff's moving around you now, and you can pan the camera around. So you could actually do more with a video than just, going through the trees and everything stops. You can actually have the animals running around you while you're doing whatever you need to do now. So this is the time where I think I'm going to start getting some footage and putting a video together,
Oh, that'd be great.
and waste some more time of my life.
You're going to need to have a director to start telling people where to stand. And
Yeah, hire some models.
I'll do that. You know what I'm like.
Just pay them in warp cells and in units.
Well, you can do that now, can't you?
Yeah.
yeah. And from what I
Yeah.
understand, buy nanites might be coming in the next update.
Oh, really?
Nice. Because
Yeah.
I've run out. I had loads.
I know. I run out all the time. I have to go out and explore and get a whole bunch of them again so I can buy some more tech.
The things you can buy now with nanites is insane. Like that procedurally generated upgrade technology, like you can get all those things. Like it's wild, all the things you can buy now.
It is. It hurts my head trying to work it out sometimes.
It does. I know.
With the
Like,
new stuff.
yeah, you got to think now. Like before, it was just buy every piece of technology and put it on your multi-tool, and now it's like, hold on a second. Like I got S-class, A-class upgrades, and
That's plus 12. Is that
Yeah.
right? Plus. Well,
oh yeah,
take that
yeah.
one.
I'm reading the descriptions now, which I never really did before. Like I'm like, what does this do?
Yeah, and the stats count for a lot too.
Yeah.
The stats are more added and multiplied by the bonus in a more accurate way, which is really kind of cool because you can figure out exactly what your damage or hyperdrive or pulse drive capabilities are, like maneuverability. The game has gotten a lot more exact. They even mentioned talking about real-time regeneration for plants. So that sounds really kind of interesting. As we know it, everything is sort of set in stone in game time. Like, for example, Frost Ward is 15 minutes. But that could be changing as they're shifting to real-time regeneration.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that, Kirby?
Well, I believe that will have to do with multiplayer, because we're all on the same clock now. Not like before when we was orbs, it could be daylight for one person and nighttime for another. But now, when you're in that lobby or whatever, and you're on a normal mode and you're growing stuff, I suppose the plants have to go with the time. So I can see why they've done that.
It makes sense for multiplayer,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right so much when you're on your own, but if you get somebody jumping in with you on a normal save, helping you build a new base or a farm or whatever, they've got to see the same growth as what you do. So,
Yeah. Otherwise, the continuity is all messed up. People can either take the plants from you or not, or whatever.
Yeah.
It also makes for good pirating as well. Come by and plunder somebody's base and see you guys.
Not that we would ever do that to anyone.
No.
So, one of the other things I wanted to ask you before our time runs out is CC4L. Few of you have seen that around. A couple of little hashtags CC4L. So those of you who may not know what that is, it's a little acronym that Kirby and a few of his crew have made for themselves. Could you explain what CC4L means, Kirby, and who's in your crew?
Well, CC4L is Calypso Crew. Hang on. It's Calypso Crew. It's me, Codver, Nev, and Stripesby. It basically comes from after Foundation update when we all got to Calypso Galaxy, when we were able then to build bases and see each other's bases and see each other in orb form for the first time. So basically, we were all in that area. I think Codva was there first, sort of investigating the haze zone, and then we all sort of joined, using the old-fashioned, Pathu map back then to get there. I think Stripesby did a whole galaxy, which he streamed in about 10 or 11 hours to get there, and then basically, it just came from there and sort of stuck.
I can remember it was epic. One of the big meetups. That was, I think, one of the first big meetups actually. When the update first arrived, you guys sort of converged all at once. It was pretty cool and exciting, and there's some really awesome bases that we all got to see on the Amino that all of you guys made. They were just incredible. In fact, Stripes made, I think it was a replica, wasn't it? Yeah. The Foundation, either it was a Foundation or maybe it was the Atlas Rises base, but he did a heck of a job. You couldn't even tell the difference between the two.
Oh, he recreated
that? Yeah, that was good.
I'm pretty sure.
I've been there.
Well, that's wild.
It was a good night, that.
Yeah. Oh shit! I've always wanted to see someone do that. I know Pony in chat. I know he was trying to build that thing too. That was a gorgeous base they showcased in that trailer.
Yeah,
it was good, and it was a good spot as well. But yeah, it was bang on. It looked exactly like what they did.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you guys always pick great spots for bases. Even in recent times, not long before the update, you actually found a planet that had, I think there were 4 or 5 base pods, all within walking range, really, really close. And some of the experiments that you guys were running over there was seeing how many bases you could sort of have at the same time on the same planet without overriding one or the other. That was pretty amazing. I had a chance to visit that not long ago, and I was pretty amazed with the base that was still remaining. I think it was Nev's base was the remaining base. Jeez, I can't remember.
Mine was in the middle. Codva's was on. Mine was in the middle. Then there was Codva's on the left, and Nev's near the trading post. But I couldn't see Nev's. The only one I could see when I was mine and Codva's. But it was great. Just walking to your window, and I was like, "Oh, there's a base over there." it was a very weird moment, but sadly, 2 was it. That's all you could see. And then once Nev started building his, I think Codva's disappeared, and and then it didn't work how I thought it would, but it was a good concept. But
first heck might work now, and you don't even have to find them; just place it with the new base module.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So, but it's even harder now. I used to spend hours looking for the perfect base pod, perfect spot, and now I've got the whole planet where I can put it.
Oh, you're right.
I must have moved about several times.
Oh, I know.
It's like you put it down for a nice spot, and then you'd be out doing something like, quite like this spot.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's only like 10 feet away or something. But
yeah,
I mean, like you're right though. I mean, before it was a fixed position, right? You had to find the right spot, and now it's up to you to place that right spot. So it's pretty great.
It is. It's even harder now. But it's good that you can use the NPC stuff around you as well, incorporate into your base.
Yeah.
Like the other night, I posted where I'd made a bridge across to a little island with a temple on it, a ruin, and I can actually put lights inside it and light it all up and place furniture in it, and things like that. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking of incorporating a trading post in one of my bases. That might be kind of neat.
Oh yeah.
You always have trade come to your base with multiple ships. Seems like a good idea. We'll see how it works out.
Great way to shop for ships too.
Portal. Yeah. Somebody made a ring around a portal with their base. Some really creative ideas. Really creative ideas.
Dude, I've been trying to do that with a portal. I can't figure it out. I know there's a way to do it because I saw, like you say, there was someone had posted they built like this crazy enclosure around a portal, and you can't even tell there's a portal in there until you go in the thing. But that's hard to do, man. Like I've been trying to build around the portal, and that's the one area that I find that there's like a buffer zone that you just can't build on too close to the portal. So you'd have to like build around it and then kind of start closing in on the thing. But yeah, that's tough to do.
I presume that's how he's done it. He started outside the footprint and then worked his way in,
Yeah.
building blocks, and then gone from there, I would have said.
Do you know, has
But
anyone
yeah, I
hit...
saw that.
Yeah, it looked wild, didn't it? Like you had like
It did, yeah.
yeah, doorways on the side of it and everything. But do you guys know if anyone's hit the limit yet on base building? I haven't found anyone who's hit
I
the
haven't
limit.
heard it.
Yeah, I wonder
No.
what it is.
If anybody is going to find it, it'll be Nev, I bet you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
you're always fun.
But no.
Or to one of his next builds. He's always got some great builds.
Who was that?
He uses lights and shading an awful lot in his builds, and it gives them a real homely look, or it sets the mood really well. Nev is he's a genius with lighting, but better I'd say he's a gaffer at a Second Life or something.
Yeah.
Well, once he hits the limit, we'll have to get him on here and we'll talk about it.
I'd love to have Nev on the show.
We'll push him to hit the limit. Yeah. Well, dude, Kirby, it's so nice to put a voice to you, as I like to say to people when I finally get to talk to them. This has just been a great conversation. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to ask Deej before we hit the road, or...
No. I think we've covered most things.
Yeah,
absolutely. Kirby,
I've
you've
enjoyed myself.
Good.
Even though I was crapping myself, I'm all right. Thank you very much.
Well, no,
it was
thanks
great
again.
having you on the show today, Kirb.
Yeah.
You know, I've gotten to know you quite a bit myself over the last year or so, and I'm really happy that you know I could share with the rest of the viewers just a little insight in some of you. Just a fantastic player, and I really admire what you do and how you do it. It's you're just a great player.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I just like to put a smile on people's faces. That's all I do.
Mission accomplished.
And do it.
Mission accomplished. That's right.
Yeah, no, it's always
Plus, as well,
fun.
it's... Sorry.
No,
I was going to say, it's 2 years today, launch date, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Ironically.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, No Man's Sky.
I believe so.
Yeah, 10th of August.
Yeah,
August.
yeah.
Was it 8th or 10th? I think it was the 10th. You're right. Yeah.
10th, yeah.
Crazy.
It was for the UK anyway, I know that.
Like, could you, like, just going back to that then before we go, like, did you ever imagine, like, 2 years from now? And I mean, I always knew, like, I always said, like, you know, I can't wait to see the game a year from now. I can't wait to see the game 2 years from now. But I still wouldn't have expected what they've brought in next, like that overall aesthetic change and everything. It's just insane. I can talk about it till I'm blue in the face. You know?
No, you're right.
This
It
is
is
wild.
2 years on, and I'm still as addicted as what I was a
Yeah.
week into the game.
Addicted
Which is-
and also feeling new. I think that's the real cool factor with this update is we're all noobs again, even though it's 2 years later. We're taking notes like in the beginning. We're learning things. We're sharing things. Like it's just a great experience that they've brought with this update.
Yeah. That first hour after Next dropped, man, my head.
Oh.
Like, running around, what do I do? Where am I going?
Oh, I
Where
know.
do I take off?
Yeah.
Where do I need? Where do I get that from?
Yeah.
I know what
I
I
just sat in my ship for about 10 minutes, just like,
Yeah. Scrolling through menus, right? Like, what is this
Yeah.
thing?
Oh,
I need to take off.
ships. I think I spent about 2 or 3 hours just staring at my ships.
Oh yeah. I think
Yeah.
the first thing I
Yeah,
did
they
was,
do look good now.
was spend like 2 hours creating my avatar.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that too.
Oh yeah. I think I was streaming that day, and I think I was boring the crap out of everybody. I'm like, hold on, I got to change my gloves.
Oh,
I don't like the color of my boots. Yeah. Just crazy. But
It
dude,
is.
it's always good to
Good.
have. It's always fun. Like I love doing this show with DG. It's always fun to have people come on the show that love No Man's Sky just as much as we do, if not more. And it's great to see. Great to see you guys like yourself having fun and taking the mechanics, whether it's outside of the game or inside of the game, with photography mode and all these other things, and just creating wonderful things. Because I think that's what this game does. It really, it's a fun game for anyone and for everyone. But for creative guys like yourself, it really shines through for guys like you. And Deej and I are big fans of your photography, and I just want to thank you again for coming on the show and sharing your creative works with us.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I've enjoyed myself thoroughly, and you too, G.
Why, thank you, good friend. It's been a pleasure. Absolute pleasure. I think my mouth is, or my cheeks are sore from smiling so much.
Yeah. Yeah, great conversation, guys. I just thank you both. So anyone that's watching right now, listening to us live, thanks for hanging out with us this morning. And if you're catching this in the archive on YouTube or in the NMS Cafe, that's just because you're a wonderful person. So until the next time, my friends, stay safe, safe travels, and we'll see you again.
Till next time, y'all.
Bye.